This is Zach Crockford's cast blog on tutoring. Today went after school for the first time in a while because I've had mono. Trying to get back into my cast activities. And I went back to peer tutoring today. I was a little slow at the beginning, a lot of kids doing their homework. One girl came in, she was cheerleading out in the hall, and Miss Keogh called her in because she hadn't finished the test. So this girl sat down and she was trying to do a bio test, and she just stared at it for 10 or 15 minutes and she didn't answer any of it. And it was an open book test. So I ended up going over to her, and this girl was having a lot of trouble with the biology. Uh, and I helped her. It took about 2 hours for us to not even finish this test because she had to get back out to cheerleading or she wasn't going to be able to play the next day. And so, I said, well, I'm sure Miss Kia will let you finish this some other time. But while we were doing it, I realized a couple of things. One was that we were talking about DNA, and so this goes right to developing new skills. I had to think of ways that she would understand DNA and how DNA works and the replication process. So I got a jacket with a zipper, and I was showing her on the zipper how you can do complementary strands, and how if you have a complementary strand, you can only have one more complementary strand, otherwise they don't fit together. And we reasoned through a lot of stuff. And I think she really started to pick it up. She started to go a lot quicker towards the end. And I think she was doing really well. And it was a test, so obviously I couldn't check every one of her answers and tell her, well, it's D here and C here. But I really think that towards the end she was starting to understand a little bit more. And part of it was that when she first got in there, she was just staring at it. She wasn't understanding. She wasn't comprehending. She wasn't making herself work. But then she almost calmed down when I was helping her, and you could see that instead of just reading what was in front of her, she was reading and then understanding. And she was taking the time to not only read the words and let them go right out the other side of her head, but to read the words and think about what they said. And I think sometimes I see that in myself when I go too quickly and I just let everything fly, and you're not even reading, you're just going through the motions of reading, going through the motions of learning. And I think that that's important, and that's something to understand about myself and to understand about others when you're trying to teach others. And I think like tutoring. This is my blog on biology, peer tutoring. Today is the 1st of March.